In 2023, everybody's trying to get motion, but there's not a lot of guides on how to go ahead and do it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to run up these bands with legit and legal methods. Let's go. Hey guys, Shifter here. Welcome back to yet again another video, and today I'm going to be going over how to get motion in 2023. These are going to be the best working methods on how to make money from online or even out in the real world. I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and do it. This is the exact framework that I'm using to go ahead and make $10,000 plus per month. So if you guys are interested, consider subscribing and liking the video. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first thing, before we even talk about how to get motion, we got to understand what is really impacting you and why you're unable to go in and get motion. You got to understand that a lot of times your environment isn't clean. So if we go ahead and take a look at my office here, and this is actually a special room inside of my house that is actually an office. It's not like a bedroom or anything. And I know a lot of people aren't this fortunate, but you got to keep in mind that your environment is everything, especially when it comes down to success. So if you have a bad environment, you have loud sounds behind you when you're trying to work, you're not going to be in a flow state. And a flow state is basically when you start working and it's hard to go out and stop working. So this is video number 4. I always batch record everything because I'm the most efficient at it when I do it that way. But it's very important to go out and make sure that your environment is very, very clean. You also want to make sure to get rid of all distractions. So typically in our lives, we're going to see a lot of distractions such as text messages, notifications, a new YouTube video popped up. You got to keep in mind to be very, very focused, especially when trying to go ahead and get motion. And what exactly is motion? This is what I was wondering when I was doing this video, and it's literally just passive income, money constantly coming in. So we got to keep in mind that this money has to keep coming over and over and over again. So some of these are going to be motion methods and some of these may be a little bit manual labor, and I'll explain the difference later on. But now that we actually understand our environment and what to go ahead and do in mindset, now we got to go ahead and jump into what exactly are we going to do in order to make passive income, money that keeps coming in over and over again. So the first method is actually really simple. It's going to be sneaker reselling. Although this method isn't passive, you need to go ahead and get your hands on not exactly these types of sneakers. These are some like Travis Scott's, and here's some more Travis Scott's. Got these before he was canceled, but we got to keep in mind that these sneakers are hitting on the sneaker apps. If you guys go on the sneaker app, it's Nike sneaker app, you can go ahead and resell shoes like this just by entering into the raffle. You go ahead and get your size or another size, and you could literally resell them. So you get the retail price and you resell them for thousands of dollars. Typically it's pretty rare when you keep in mind, but you guys could go ahead and resell sneakers very easily. But the only problem is it's hard to go ahead and get the capital to get started. For instance, I believe this shoe was around $1,200, and this is actually one of my personal shoes. Really nice stuff. But we got to keep in mind that it takes money to go ahead and make money, especially reselling. So this may not be the best method in order to go ahead and make money online. So I would recommend maybe avoiding this one. I hear a lot of people talking about sneaker reselling to go ahead and get motion, but it's hard, especially when you don't have the capital to get started. The next method to go ahead and get motion in 2023 is going to be affiliate marketing. If you guys remember Temu, it's been getting very popular, and a lot of people are cashing out very heavily off of it. I was able to go ahead and make $5,000 in 2 months just by running Temu up and actually getting a lot of people to go and sign up. How exactly is this possible? What is affiliate marketing? So affiliate marketing is where people are going to use your link and you get a certain reward for it. So in this case, Temu's giving out $5 plus 10 to 20% commission per order, which is honestly pretty lucrative when you really think about it. And overall, I'm pretty happy with Temu, but there's so many other affiliate programs out there. Some are better than others, so keep in mind. I have a channel with over 400 subscribers and it's making over thousands of dollars. I have a channel with just under 400 subscribers and it's making $1,000 per month with the power of affiliate marketing, which is absolutely insane. So anything is possible with this. You just got to be willing to go ahead and market it in a certain way. It's a lot easier to go ahead and keep this in motion, especially if you have a steady traffic source. So this channel is pretty much my steady traffic source because the way that you've probably found this video was YouTube search. You probably typed into your YouTube search bar how to get motion, and my video probably popped up because I'm outranking the rest. And this is just a skill that I have to talk about in another day. I could keep going on and on about YouTube statistics. I have multiple channels that hit over 100,000 subscribers, but only certain ones will go ahead and make money, which this is definitely something that needs a lot of elaboration and why I have these plaques. But this is for a gaming niche, and I want to explain the next method on how to go ahead and make money and actually get motion, which is going to be social media. So I don't recommend making a gaming channel because the RPM is super low. So what exactly is RPM? It's pretty much how you're getting paid per 1,000 views. So every 1,000 views you're making $2. So if you go ahead and take a look at a YouTuber that's getting 100,000 views per video, they're making around $200 per video, which is honestly not the best. But the power of social media and YouTube, to be more specific, is actually crazy. You can go ahead and take sponsorships if you're big enough, or you guys can go ahead and do affiliate marketing, which I just mentioned in the previous method. But both of these are actually really successful, and you guys can make a lot of money dependent on how you guys set up your channel. So if it's a channel like mine, you'll make a lot of money, but if it's a channel like gaming, then it might be a little bit harder, but it's still possible to go ahead and make a lot of money. So definitely being in a power of influence, you can make a lot of connections and scale up and get a lot of motion that way. In my personal opinion, I'll go ahead and rate social media an 8 out of 10 because it's super easy to go ahead and start, but anybody can do it. So the competition in certain niches are a little bit more difficult. The next method that I am going to recommend is actually touching grass and going ahead and cutting it. As soon as you go ahead and get out there and finally touch grass, you guys will be able to go ahead and cut grass for other people. The next method I do want to go over is actual manual labor. So a lot of people overlook this, but if you really need money, then you're going to go ahead and do what it takes. And you guys can go ahead and simply get out there and start mowing people's grass. You may go ahead and get rejected. This is very common in business. A lot of people will reject that you're going to go ahead and cut their grass. Like they're like, no, we don't need it. I'll do it myself. But you can go ahead and make $50 per yard that you go ahead and cut. Sometimes it'll be less, but you can go ahead and negotiate it with them. Overall, it's actually a very good method to go ahead and make money. And for people that live in more northern states in the US, you can go ahead and snow plow in the winter as well, which is actually two sources of revenue that you can go ahead and keep going to go ahead and make some extra cash. And a lot of people go ahead and get out there and start doing this type of side hustle. I also seen people that would go ahead and repaint people's addresses on the curb to make it easier to go ahead and see what it looks like. And overall, there's just so many different side hustles to go ahead and do, especially when getting out there and making money. The only downside that I see with this is that you will face a lot of rejection, but it is good for you to go ahead and get started. I'll rate this one a 7 out of 10 due to the fact that it is a lot of hard work, but the payoff can be really good, especially if you're a teen. The next method I want to talk about is going to be selling items within your house. Selling items within your house is actually pretty simple. You go ahead and find items that you're not using anymore, and you pretty much just list them up. There's a lot of potential to go ahead and make money, from old headphones to other items, gaming consoles that you're not using. If you have an Xbox 360 just laying around, that's literally a free $50 if you go ahead and sell it on eBay. So overall, it's pretty hard to go ahead and not take this option because a lot of your items are just laying around, and it's also going to declutter your environment, which you already talked about. So it's very important to have a clean environment. You might as well go ahead and make some money while you're at it. The next method to go ahead and get motion is going to be to sell snacks at school. A lot of people overlook this, but you could simply start selling bags of chips for $1 and you're only getting them for 30 cents. So your profit margin is super high and you can go ahead and make a lot of money. Literally 70% profit margins is pretty crazy. And a lot of the kids at school are just really wanting that one snack and they just kind of forgot it at lunch. So you can start selling it to them and they're really willing to go ahead and buy things. This also applies to other things that you can go ahead and sell. You could sell drinks, you could sell so many different things, but this is how so many people get started and are able to go ahead and make their first $1,000 just by selling snacks at school. But it does take a lot of bravery, especially if you're not that type of person to sell to people, then it may be a little bit difficult, and that's a skill that you have to go ahead and build. I'll rate this one a 7 out of 10 again, because it is a little bit harder to get started and you need a little bit of capital to get inventory, but once it's done, you guys would go ahead and get a lot of money, a lot of cash in fact, or some people may go ahead and cash app you, but typically in this scenario, it's people with cash that their family has given them, and you can go ahead and sell it to those people at school. The next method I want to go over is a clothing brand, and honestly, I have not tried this one myself, but what I will say is a lot of people are saying a lot of good things about it, but I think it's because they're already influencers and they're saying that you should start a clothing brand, but it's very, very hard because there's so many brands out there that typically do not make it. I have a friend in real life that tried starting his own clothing brand, and it seems like it's doing all right, but he's selling to a lot of people that are warm, people that already know him, but the people that are cold are not really receptive to his clothing brand, and it's kind of hard to go ahead and get sales from those people. So keep in mind that you always want to test out different people and show your designs to as many people as possible to make sure that your designs are all that. Overall, I'll rate a clothing brand a 5 out of 10 because it's pretty hard to go ahead and get started, and a lot of people are actually hyping this up. When starting your own clothing brand takes a lot of work, you got to go ahead and get money for the manufacturer, you got to go ahead and get money for graphic designers or develop the skill of graphic design, you got to go ahead and advertise it to people, and these are just so many different things that you got to go down the line. So overall, I'm a little bit skeptical about clothing brands, but now it's pretty difficult to go ahead and get one started. For the last method to go ahead and get motion is to start freelance work. So a lot of people don't understand, if you're able to simply have a skill such as making thumbnails, say like $5 a piece, or let's say video editing, you develop these two skills, you can easily get motion and you'll have people coming back. Think about it, for instance, I think about my video editor. He actually is going to be getting consistent work because I need edits all the time. This channel is not going to just simply die out. I'm not going to stop posting on it, and most of the time these services you got to keep providing to the people because they keep needing it. Life goes on, the economy goes on, and you can definitely provide something to them. But overall, I recommend freelance work, and all of these are not going to be passive, and I'm going to rate freelance work a 9 out of 10 because it's actually completely remote. You don't need any social media following, and you just need to develop some type of skill. It could be even web design, it could be anything. There's so many different things. There's people that are making so much money off of making Minecraft mods for other people. Like, there's just so many potential, and you just got to find the market. So overall, with all these methods, I will say that a lot of them are not passive, and there's no true source of passive income. You set it up once and it keeps coming in over and over again. Eventually these methods will die. So I highly recommend that you guys choose one of the methods out of all of them that I listed and literally just stick with it. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video on Shifter Reviews, and I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Bye.